Hello. Um, First of all, ghosts are very real, but then again, the term ghost isn't really appropriate, because I've been clinically dead, but on the other side, and I didn't really consider myself to be a ghost. But anyway, this is legitimate. This is a real ghost, and I don't care what names you call me or what you think of me, that's beside the point. Ghosts can appear in hospitals, and I know for a fact one did, not to me. When I was married to my ex-husband, his son, who was my stepson, had to go into a hospital because he had his appendix taken out. And while he was on, this is at the new hospital. We had this old hospital which dated back to Victorian times. And when he was in this particular ward, he saw a woman come past the curtain and move the curtain, but when the curtain moved, there was no one there. Now, my stepson then, he, being a skeptic that he wasn't sure what to make of it. He said it did pretty much frighten him. Matter of fact, he got himself, he just walked out of the hospital the next day. He was going to stick him, he just had his appendix out as well, and he just wasn't going to stick that. Being in the bed which was being visited. And I'm telling you, he was skeptic like you wouldn't believe. And when he had this experience, it really shook him up. Anyway, he did tell me that when the nurse had come in, real nurse, not the apparition that he had seen, he asked who the nurse was that came in before, and she just calmly said to him, "Oh, well, that's, I can't remember the nurse's name now, but apparently this particular nurse had been seen on that ward on several occasions by several other patients." Well, like I said, my stepson, he just couldn't stick being in a ward, having an apparition come and tend to his needs, and he shot out of there, and he didn't go back. Unfortunately, the hospital has been torn down, and matter of fact, that was a hospital that I was clinically dead in. Now I've got this big, expensive hospital down, and it's called the Colony Hospital. The thing is, ghosts in hospitals doesn't surprise me, because people are born and die there. In some cases, depending on their types of illness and needs and that, some people end up living there, for long-term care. I mean, those who have to have long-term care. I mean, I'm disabled, but I'm talking about those who are on long-term care, who can't function and have to be currently cared for by nursing staff. And it's a place where there's a cycle of life, like the Indians have: birth, life, death, and rebirth. I'm talking about the Indians in India. So actually, you think of a hospital, it contains the cycle of life. And so why not? Why can't ghosts be in hospitals? Like I said, it's a place of birth, life, and death, and rebirth. So why not? And like I said, if my stepson, who was a skeptic, my ex-husband's son, who was a skeptic, could be so scared to death of an apparition that he refused to go back and stay in hospital after having his appendix removed, that should tell you something. So yes, I believe this is an actual apparition caught on tape, because it's very well defined. And I do analyze and scrutinize my videos and that before I put them on YouTube or any place else, and I do scrutinize other people's before I make any comments. So I'll leave that with you now.